Well, welcome to Wales. Can't you tell by the weather? Anyway, it is. Look at that. What a beautiful scenery. That's Ogmore Castle, by the way. And that leads us on to what we're doing in this video. We'll be looking at Welsh castles and tips for tourists when you're visiting. Okay, so let's get started. Firstly, a correction. They're not Welsh castles. They were built by the English, most of them around the 13th century, and they weren't designed as a summer house. They were designed for conquest and subjugation of the Welsh people. But after 800 years, most of us have got over it. It was Edward I who was the main instigator of these castles. But saying that, after 800 years, we regard these as part of our Welsh heritage. So we've got used to them. Anyway, let's start in. The first thing, getting around. The main castles like Cardiff, Carnarvon, Caerphilly, they're in the town centres. So you can get away with not having a car. But if you want to visit the more unusual, the more dramatic, like Carreg Cenin in the Brecon Beacons, you really need a car to get there. It's really hard to tour on public transport. And I'm being attacked by geese. Another thing, you can get to see a few castles in a day. For example, up the road is Dunraven Bay and Dunraven Castle. From there you can go and see Ogmore Castle. From Ogmore Castle you can go to the sand dunes and see the fortified manor house of Candleston Castle. You can go into Bridgend town centre and see Newcastle. From there you can go to Coity Castle, just on the outskirts of Bridgend. All those are within a total distance of 15 miles. So it's not a lot to drive in, but you just can't do that route on public transport. Renting a car, that leads us on to the next thing. Facilities and parking. Most towns and castles don't have dedicated car parks for the castles. You have to park in the council car park or a private car park, and these are normally pay and display, and they can be quite old-fashioned, as in they don't accept cards, they only accept the right money, they don't give change. So make sure you have a handful of change for these car parks. Obviously in Cardiff the car parks are more modern, so they accept cards and things like that. Outside of the towns you may be lucky, you can have roadside parking, or there may be a small car park next to the castle. Like this one there, they've got a small one by the river, takes a handful of cars. Just be careful on this one, because this river's tidal, and on a high tide this whole area floods. They go to the pub up the road, leave the cars, the tide comes in, and they come to find the car underwater. So the rental company won't take too gladly to return your new car covered in mud. So the next thing is what to wear. What to wear? No, it's not a fashion vlog. When we say what to wear, it can be very wet, muddy. They're ruined in a lot of cases, so the floors are uneven. They were designed to keep people out. They're not like user friendly. The staircases can be narrow, spiral and steep. So the main thing, make sure you wear sensible footwear or non-slip footwear. Also, it can be wet any time of the year, and certain castles like Pembroke and Carreg Cenin have really good caverns and caves underneath, so you may need something to keep the drips off, like a light jacket any time of the year. So that's the fashion advice for this video. Right, moving on to the next thing. Opening times, generally in the winter 10 to 4, maybe a bit longer in the summer. This one's behind me is free, Ogmore. The smaller ones are often free and they're unmanned. And because they're unmanned, you can get in. There's only a small fence, you can just climb over the fence. So if you want to take a photograph outside of those times, you can. But the larger ones, they charge maybe between £6 to £9.50, but they have a lot of facilities there. They have coffee shops, gift shops, toilets, tours, things for kids, and you can spend most of the day there. So when you do have to pay, you normally get value for money. As I've mentioned, if you want to check out the prices, family tickets and things like that, have a look. Just do a search for the castle online, and if it's not there, have a look. For the smaller ones, have a look at the website CADW, the Welsh Government Agency, who look after these. That's CADW, link below again. So that's opening times. And finally, drones. CADW do not allow drone flying on any of their properties. And the main castles, such as Cardiff and things like that, you can't fly your drone over heavily populated areas in any case. But if you do want to use your drone, come early to smaller castles like this. Let the horses go by, don't disturb the horses. I'm on the other side of the castle, so I'm not officially on CADW property, so you can get away with it, but just use your common sense. And don't bother other people, because that annoying buzzing sound can annoy other people. And since the Gatwick incident, people aren't looking that kindly on drones in general. So anyway, that's our short video on Welsh castles and tips for tourists. If you have any questions, put them in the comments below or contact us on our website. Come to Wales. We've got plenty of castles, like I said, 600. So, see you soon. Let's go. Oh, by the way, I keep forgetting this. If you want to see more about Wales in general, not just castles, check out our videos below. We've got things like the Elvis Festival in Porthcawl. Yeah, thousands of Elvises. Also, we've got seaside resorts. And also, we don't just do Wales, we do travel. And you can see us arguing around the world. Me and Mel. So, anyway, subscribe. Anyway, time to go. My feet are soaking.